Good evening, everybody. This is a very serious show. Myself, Callum, we have Jonathan, Mike, and Roly. So, different parts of the world, including Gloucester. All right. You are in Gloucester, aren't you, Mike? Mike's frozen. He hasn't really. Mike, just stop mucking around.
Yes, I'm in Gloucester,
Okay.
which is just the other side of the Outer Hebrides, for those of you that don't know the location of where Gloucester is in the UK.
Yeah, okay. Roly's the furthest away from us, but we're the furthest away from him. Lovely.
Yeah.
It's Friday night in the UK, which means we generally have a beer. In America, it's the afternoon. You won't be drinking. You'll be still on your coffee and things like that. But we have
5 p.m. somewhere.
Say again, Jonathan.
It's after 5 p.m. somewhere, so.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. Well, 8:30 a.m. here on Saturday morning, if that helps.
I shouldn't
Indeed.
be drinking at that time in the morning.
Tim
really.
wants to know if you live at the arse end of Cheltenham.
Who wants to know?
Well, I'd like to actually answer that, Tim. Cheltenham is 9.5 miles away, and that means that I'm actually 9.5 miles up the arso of the United Kingdom.
Okay. Yeah, good point.
Okay.
All right. So we got a quick fire round. Then we got some experiments we want to do. Then we got another quick fire round. But I thought we would do a brief wrong answers quiz just for fun, and you may join in, ladies and gentlemen, as well. The answers are incredibly easy, but I'm not after the answer. I'm after something else. What is the team panel? What is the unit of electrical current?
Sultanas.
No.
Sultanas.
Ouch.
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 Like
Ouch is a good one.
Oh, good. That'll work.
I think Sultanas wins it. I'll just see if anybody else on the live chat has got one. Sultanas. Current. Fair enough then. Ampere. Now, wrong answer, Michael. Wrong answer, but good try. All right, good try. Now, we didn't do this in the foundation exam, but ChatGPT thoroughly recommended that I ask, what is the process called when an electrical charge passes through a conductor?
Depends on the conductor. If it's a bus conductor, you can get trouble.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there still bus conductors? Mike, go ahead.
I don't know.
Ding,
Or
ding,
train.
ding.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, ding.
Has
Ding,
anybody
ding,
here has anybody here actually been a bus conductor? I was
No.
when I was 18 years old in
I was
Torquay
charged
for the
on
summer.
one once.
You're what?
I was charged on one once.
Charged? Is this a joke where the battery got charged and the firework got let off?
Very nearly.
All right.
So what happened to your bus conductor career, Callum? Obviously that changed.
I got fired.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It went on strike.
I let these girls on and off for free too many times. Yeah. I was only 18. And my brains weren't in here at that time. They were further down there. So I think sometimes they still are. Mike's living testimony to that.
To be fair, I haven't moved yet.
What type of circuit?
I still talk bollocks.
What? Lorenzo Sinclair says, and when I press this button, unfortunately, half of Roly's face gets thrown away, but never mind. I thought Callum looked like someone from Carry On Buses.
I hate you, Butler.
What? I didn't know about this. Was it Carry On Buses? Was it on the buses? It's a very UK thing, wasn't it? I think we can.
I think it was on the buses. Yeah,
on the buses.
Mothers do have them.
Yeah.
Some mothers do have them. What type of circuit allows current to flow in more than one path?
A short one.
I can even accept the right answer, Mike.
Yeah.
It's a parallel circuit.
Ah.
Anyway, Roly's got it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's clever.
He was just
Now,
hoping
we've
so,
had
I
this
think.
one before, and I'm sure you can create a fantastic wrong answer for the following. What is the name of the device used to store electrical energy? Actually, there's more than one answer. You could have a
Yeah.
battery as well, but never mind. A component, there we are, not a device. A component that stores electrical energy normally on a temporary basis.
A helium
Gotta go back
balloon.
to
A
gotta go
helium.
back to
Oh,
basics. Oh, this is inductive, isn't it?
I want to talk about helium balloons in a minute. Well, actually, hydrogen balloons.
Oh,
Lots
no,
of-
that's very dangerous.
Melted sand.
It is a capacitor, and a few of you got it right, absolutely. Although LabCat thinks it's a flux capacitor.
I think he's
Now,
right.
I don't know
Well,
if we were
Thing
live
is,
streaming
he
at the
was
time.
right. Sorry, Callum, but he was right yesterday.
Mike, your volume's gone down a wee bit.
Oh, was it? It's probably because I'm talking.
Oh, it came up then. Where's your mic? Is it here somewhere?
It's here. Look.
Oh,
Here.
that's your microphone.
Yeah.
He's
It's
talking out of his ear again.
I had. I
As-
still
as
Why
think
don't you
opposed
get
to-
a proper microphone, Mike?
the guy. Well, if I could afford one. The guy that said the flux capacitor was right yesterday
Oh, or tomorrow.
or tomorrow.
Or last Thursday.
Yeah, indeed.
Now, I don't know if it was a live stream, but Roly was dead against me doing this. I said I could get a small bottle of hydrogen and oxygen, fill a meteorological balloon up, okay, and then light the frigging thing. And Roly's going, don't do that, Callum. You'll blow windows out a mile away.
You will.
How do you
And
know
look-
that, Roly? I've been thinking about this for
I
a while.
was afraid you're going to ask that one, Callum. Yeah.
Just ask him. Ask him how. Go on.
You can scatter a herd of sheep all over the New
Zealand.
as well.
Or over New
Oh,
Zealand.
my
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Probably scattered them from New Zealand to Wales.
So even a balloon like the size of Mike's head, like 50% hydrogen, 50% oxygen, you put a blow lamp on it, it would make a
Okay.
very big pop.
I didn't
It-
actually
it-
know you knew the
don't-
contents of my head.
Don't put a blow lamp on it, but fire the thing off remotely somehow.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah, I wouldn't be right there standing next to it. I want to know if anybody in the comments has done this with hydrogen and oxygen.
My question is, would you necessarily need, how much bigger would the bang be with the oxygen? Or could you not just fill a balloon with hydrogen and just use the oxygen in the air?
I've seen it on
Yeah.
YouTube because after Roly told me not to do it, I did some research on it. And with the oxygen, the bang is a lot bigger.
Right, well, of course, yeah.
Certainly is.
Wasn't-
Another
wasn't-
good one is to get an oxyacetylene torch, get it, fire it up, and make sure that you got the oxyacetylene to the right mixture, and then turn the torch off, and then fill a balloon up with that mixture. That works well too.
Yeah. Somebody saying 50-50 is not the right ratio. Mate, it would still go pop. It might be 73-27. I don't know.
I think we should defer to Mr. Zeppelin.
He'd know.
Was that hydrogen?
Yeah.
The Heidelberg, whatever it was called.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that big balloon
Wasn't it
thing that went
Hindenburg?
down? Hindelberg.
Yeah, Heidelberg was
Or is
I
that
bet.
that fancy radio from Germany?
lazy clamp.
I like what Tim's just put in the comments.
You are watching how to blow yourself
Blow
up to
yourself
bits.
to bits.
All right, well, we're talking about blowing yourself up to bits. Let's do a bit of science now.
Oh yeah, talking about it.
Blowing yourself up to bits.
Now we've got on the subject.
I like the idea of blowing things
Well,
up
to
with
get there,
RF.
didn't it?
Yeah, I like the idea of blowing things up with RF. So there's a few people been on the internet recently, on YouTube particularly, showing the benefits of a carbon fibre pole. So I bought a carbon fibre pole. We haven't done any experiments. I just went out and bought one. And I was talking to Roly about this. So we're going to have to just have a quick open discussion now because Jonathan is up. Mike might be as well on the 18th of October. I'm going to get the Acom 2000 out, and we're going to do some experiments with this carbon fiber pole, because basically we're very motivated to blow it up or burst into flames or something.
I think we'll create 100 pocket warmers
Why?
because it will go.
Now, Roly said, "Don't ask me how I know." But you,
Again.
Roly, you did something like this years ago, I believe.
Ask him how he knows.
Yeah, so today is your day, Roly. We want to know. Was it carbon fiber, or did you put another material with a
No,
probably 8 megahertz marine 400-watt system or something, and it all went a bit wrong? Tell me about it.
It wasn't a commercial install, and we just wanted to get a bit more inductance. And somebody suggested putting a bit of carbon, normal carbon rod, to get a bit more inductance out of this thing, as you can. And somebody then came up with a bright idea of carbon fiber, and we shoved that in there. But and a little over 10 kilowatts of AM, and it decided to glow nicely. Thank you.
Did all the epoxy melt off?
In the middle of a commercial install, that didn't really go down all that well.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Dad,
did you get fire out of that thing, or what? Or did it just get very hot and melt away?
I'm not sure whether it actually burst into flame or not, depending on what's holding the carbon fiber together, I guess. But no, it certainly got glowed nice cherry red.
Yeah, okay.
I guess one of the easy tests is to cut a little bit off the top and stick it in your microwave. See if it gets warm.
Now, when
See
you
if you've got
do
a
these,
microwave left.
when you do these tests with microphones, should you put a little bit of water in a egg cup or something to soak up?
To make the water warm.
I don't know. Or you just let I mean, you can't do that with your Miele microwave, can you? Really?
No, I don't.
Mrs.
have one.
wouldn't be happy.
Well, neither would I, because when I broke
I
it,
can do it with my Samsung, but I can't do it with a Miele.
Oh, it's
the
a Russell
carbon
Hobbs
fiber
here.
up to the hydrogen balloon, says Dad.
That's a slow burn fuse.
Yeah. So how conductive do we think, and I've watched this on YouTube as well, and the guy was getting very high conductivity on carbon fiber when he got through to the epoxy and actually got to the carbon?
I guess it depends on the carbon content of the carbon fiber pole. I mean, if you've got a very low carbon fiber content, then I'm getting all serious.
Yeah.
Are you saying it's a semiconductor?
Depends on whether you. I was going to say that.
Poor Mike.
Oh, my head.
He said one too many.
Depends what you're using it for.
Yeah. Barry suggests he once put a frequency counter in a microwave, and it didn't end well for the counter.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
All right. So, okay. Well, I mean, the experiment I'm planning is this is a 6-meter pole. So we'll probably put it on 40 meters with a fairly heavy loading coil at the base, and we'll blast it, and we'll see what happens if we get a bit of heat out of the thing or whatever. I'm interested to know how conductive it is, though, because we could bolt the feed point at the base just to see if it's resonant anywhere. Roly, your thoughts?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Roly agrees with that.
It will be resonant somewhere.
Yeah.
just depends on how long the fiber carbon rod is.
6 meter of carbon resistor.
Exactly. I think, honestly, that it will be very low SWR because, like you said, it's a carbon resistor. If we put it in circuit.
With what?
Well, with the shield at the other end of the rod.
Pass.
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 If it's long enough and big enough, it's called a dummy load now, Mike.
Exactly. Yeah, I reckon if we make it a loop as you know.
Okay,
So
all the way around. Yeah.
Yeah, you just put that as part of the loop. That it will become like a big resistor, possibly. But
Well, I think as Lorenzo is suggesting, we stick a meter on it anyway, and just to see,
that'll
what
be
the
8
resistance
meters
is.
long then.
But on a serious side, and I think Jonathan suggested this one as well, is that we
he
take
missed that.
4 point.
Obviously.
Jonathan's evaporated.
Yeah.
We take a 4.95 meter long piece of wire, hang it from a tree, get resonance, and then put it right next to the carbon fibre pole to see how much the resonance changes. I mean, that is a fair experiment, isn't it, really?
That'd be a fair experiment. Yeah.
That's basically a field strength
It
meter,
will.
though, isn't it?
All the literature that I've read where it says that carbon fibre is quite a really reasonably good absorber of RF. So if it's an absorber of RF, it's certainly going to have some effect on the resonance of a wire. Or
yeah, okay. Right,
Yeah.
the other thing,
if it absorbs enough RF, it's going to get hot, isn't it?
Yeah. I want to know if anybody in the comments has ever used a carbon fibre pole and run a vertical up the side. So, Jonathan, do you know these people that are using these carbon fibre poles?
Yeah.
Are they using them for like doublet centres, dipoles? Because if it was inverted L, it would soak up some of the.
I think they're generally using it as an inverted L, but I don't quite know. I mean, the thing is, I think, and this is what I want to test with one, is to see if you had a carbon fibre pole versus a fiberglass pole. Just what is the difference? And
you'd need a field strength meter for that, wouldn't you?
We're still on SWR.
Well, yeah, you could, but a field strength meter would show what the near field is going to be like, whether it's actually being absorbed by the carbon rod, and we've got to put a little bit of reality in this. If you're using the carbon fibre pole as a support, and the antenna itself is standing off from the carbon fibre, it isn't going to have as much effect as if it was actually taped to it or it's wrapped around it.
Yeah. So if it's a bit further away. Okay.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. You have to have a fairly close proximity. I mean, we wound the coil right on the actual carbon fibre, so it was in close proximity.
Yeah. I mean, we have to look at that reality where if you're actually using just a fiberglass, you can wrap the wire around the pole. The actual fiberglass itself can become the antenna. So you could actually put if you wanted to, you could put the element up inside the fiberglass.
Yeah, that's right.
And it would be literally the antenna. But if you did exactly the same with a carbon fibre pole, you'll probably find that your transmission would be quite muted by the absorbency of the carbon fibre, and in fact, probably get very warm.
Unless the carbon fibre radiated, maybe.
Unless the carbon fibre itself became the secondary radiator, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, it's a fair experiment then.
I've done it.
We've got to do it.
I've done that.
Looks like you and Mike are going to have a bit of fun then, Callum, out in the field there.
Well, while we're blasting things with power, Roly, there's some new people on the channel that haven't heard this story. But
I know what's happening next.
Your opinion. So let me describe an experiment for you. Let's say I've got a resonant frequency on a piece of wire which is normally exactly 10 meters long. The last 2 meters, between 9 and 11 meters long, I make into a super thin piece of copper with some paracord to hold the whole thing straight. So it's a dipole which is now too long, but thin enough copper. I mean, I'm talking 1 strand out of 22 on DX10, something like that. And then we hit it as hard as we can. Do you honestly think it will burn itself into resonance?
Not only honestly think it does.
Pardon?
Being there, done that. Yes, it does.
Ask him how he knows.
How do you know, Roly?
There is a bit of a caveat. I mean, just in free air, I'm not sure that it would do that.
Okay.
But if you got something that, say, tied closely to a tree or something like that, which can
assist.
Try and work off against it. It'll or the corner of a house.
So yeah, oh, that's handy.
particularly
Yeah,
if the
it's
house-
corner of the factory. Yeah,
If the house happens to be an older house, it was painted with leaded paint.
that works as well. So are we actually after the flashover at the right point,
Yeah. It'll tend to flash over the right point.
at the highest voltage? Right. Okay.
Voltage point, which
So
is
we need to give it a
important.
little bit of assistance.
What
like
about
a
if you did it in the
scaffold
rain?
pole.
Yeah, well,
Go
anything can give it an assistance, I guess. But
Yeah.
and I'm not talking about 10 watts QRP either. I'm talking about
Couple of thousand?
or so.
Yeah. Well, we can just about do that.
Give it some berries.
Yeah. Berries. Did you say berries?
Yeah, give it some berries.
That's the new
Give me
one. Mike,
some
have you heard of the
berries.
berries before?
Yeah, well, I've got a load of them downstairs.
All right.
Yeah, my fridge is full of blueberries. What are you on about?
Very well, that will do.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something
Use
controversial now.
your ACOM.
Acom 2000. Do you think it's just
Yeah,
enough in
use
it?
that. No, use the ACOM as a driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need to borrow a 50 kilowatt transmitter then.
Something with a little bigger bulb in it. I was going to say something controversial about water, because Jonathan said, would it make a difference if it was wet? Water
on.
does not conduct.
No, it's the minerals in water that do.
Well, yeah, that's right. The impurities. And we
Thought I'd
discussed
mention
this
that.
before.
There you go.
Is that snow, and Roly reminded us of this. Roly reminds us of a lot of things.
No, it doesn't conduct either.
Snow doesn't conduct.
No, it
and
doesn't
I've got
conduct.
pictures of people with DX commanders under like 4 feet of snow, and the guy's going, why is it still working?
Yeah.
Yes, it's the impurities in water that conduct. It's not the
Does that
actual
mean there's
water
not
itself.
impurities in snow?
No, because they're in a
No.
frozen state. I think they don't play.
Ah.
Has
I could be wrong.
rainwater got less
I'm making that
impurities
up as
than
I go along.
groundwater?
I've had a few beers, and I've got a Jack Daniels. I mean, what more would you like?
Something up there, Jonathan.
Right.
Yeah.
What about
Don't
acid
challenge
rain?
this spray matter. Oh,
Acid rain. Well, I've got another one for you. So we take a can of, a regular baked beans can, half a litre or whatever it is. Tiny hole in the bottom with a bit of string and a knot. Okay. Elevate it up high, and that's the top of our antenna now. String all the way down, and you fill the can with extremely salty water. And you just let it continually soak through. 2 experiments I want to do. One, can I actually get a contact? Because when the guy says, what antenna are you using? I actually want to say a piece of wet string. Right, that's the first thing. Right. It'd be really good. Wouldn't it? Yes. Oh, I'm just using some wet string, mate. You would perhaps need a British guy. Have you heard that expression, Roly? Piece of wet string.
Yeah. I'm wondering if a concentrated solution of copper sulfate might not work as well.
Well, where do I get copper sulfate from?
Oh.
chemist.
Go down to your local gardening store and buy
really?
tons of copper sulfate.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Just don't buy a big bag of it. not with any fertilizer anyway.
Okay. Okay. Well, Stephen is also saying copper sulfate solution as well. So that's. Oh, hang on, wrong one. It flicked up. Okay. All right. Well, I mean that was good. But yeah, Jonathan, go on.
No, this has got my brain going now, because if you were to fill like a wooden trough with copper sulfate,
Yeah.
could you just dangle a bit of coax into the solution and
Yeah.
have that as the antenna?
Well, yeah, you could. Yeah. It depends how conductive it is. I mean, we need to put some sort of meter on this stuff as well, because there's too much resistance. I just don't know what's going to happen.
To stick your hand in halfway through, you could copper plate yourself.
Good too, I suppose. Yeah. All right.
40 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters.
Okay. So apart from plating yourself in Jonathan's trough, okay,
Crikey.
what I'm interested to know, but
There's
this
an
would be
option.
really interesting, is that you hit this, with a good 1,000 watts carrier, and you inspect the string, obviously as close to it as you can, to see which bit of it dries up the fastest, because that will show presumably where the highest, Roly, that would be the highest current, would be the base, presumably, would it, Roly?
Oh,
He doesn't know. Callum, I've never used a piece of wet string for my
I'm guessing
antenna.
as it dries,
It's,
you go up
it's
in
your
frequency.
string, not mine.
Yeah.
That's a
Mike, I
good
can't
point,
bloody
Mike.
hear you, Mike.
Oh, really? I said as you dry, you go up in frequency, won't you?
Yeah, well. Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's right.
Arnes has put a good question. It says, has anyone tried building an antenna from empty beer cans? The answer is yes. QST did a whole article on it earlier this year about a guy who had built a 20-meter vertical antenna made it from beer cans.
Okay.
Out of bacon.
No,
Beer
cans.
beer cans.
Beer cans.
Beer
Jamaican
cans.
bacon, isn't it? Jamaican bacon.
Jamaican bacon, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so that's the wet string, the carbon fibre. Jonathan, was another experiment we're going to do. I can't remember what it was.
We haven't got enough days for this.
It'll come back to us.
No, we'll rattle them all off, don't worry. Something about probably burning the dipole resonance, but we need to assist it and put it about a quarter an inch away from a steel pole that's actually sunk right in the ground as a very good ground and make it a good capacitor.
Oh, I get some nice
So it'll
arc
flash over.
Yeah.
Make sure you do this with the ACOM, Cal.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Not with a solid straight transmitter.
No. There's a video on here of a guy who turned his shed. What, black?
I mean, no,
Roly's done that. Roly's done that with lead roofs.
I think it means tuned his shed.
Tuned his shed, yeah. Okay, now
the
other one I've
all
seen
of us need
is
to be locked up. Honestly, we need to be locked up.
We're
I've
not
genuinely
safe.
2 or 3 years ago, Josh threaded some wire through some sausages, right? So I honestly, I mean, I don't know, I can't remember what the result was, but could we actually cook some sausages? Roly, your thoughts?
Yes.
I mean, I think they'd have to be quite slim sausages. You know, the really thick ones that I like to buy.
A folded diaper, wouldn't it?
We need some chipolatas for this.
Your chipolatas.
Is that for shortwave?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Or skinny wave.
Skinny wave. Okay. Right, is there anything you think we could do with fruit? Apart from throw it at me like rotten tomatoes. Okay, wait a minute. This is a good one. James is saying there's a video on YouTube of someone tuning up a grain silo.
Oh, that would be great. Well, Mike, KMRD, did a video in the last couple of days where he was tuning up random things, including a shopping trolley, the kind of metal construction that the shopping trolleys normally sit in, and a chain link fence. And I've done a chain link fence as well, and that was great fun.
Okay. What's that? Was it grounded anywhere, do you think, the chain link fence? Or?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay.
I've used a top wire of an electric fence to great success. Make sure you turn the electric fence off first, though. Don't ask me how I know.
Ask me how I know. Guys, because I was really busy before the stream, I forgot to have my own intermissions. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I was about to say the same, strangely.
Well, this is this is dangerous of Callum to leave us on his channel unattended.
It's pretty dangerous, isn't it?
We could literally say anything.
Yeah, could do. Any suggestions in the chat?
Yeah. What should we say to get Callum in trouble? That's what we're saying here.
Yeah. There you
go. Isn't it amazing how we all go very quiet and we go, "Oh, teacher's gone. What do we do now?
Teacher's gone. Yeah, what shall we do?
Someone write something on the blackboard."
Fergie's saying 3DX commanders. No, we don't have that power.
No, I wish we did.
Yeah,
Because I could do a new one.
We'd give ourselves them.
But I do like the idea of the wet string. That is a must. We've got to do. I think copper sulfate is the answer. Don't think salt so much, but
I'm not sure if copper sulfate is conductive at all, Mike. It might be, but
I have no idea.
I reckon we need to soak it in it overnight. So if we prepare the correct length of string and soak it in the copper sulfate overnight, we might get about 3 contacts before it dries out.
It's either that or we buy some iron filings and we glue the iron filings to the string.
Hang on, mercury.
Right.
You're kind of cheating now, though, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit, but I just want to see them sparkle as they get hot.
Shh.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Don't talk about it.
Hopefully you actually said something and you didn't completely ruin the stream.
We just stared at our cameras for 2 minutes and said absolutely nothing until you came back.
We just thought the teacher had left, so we all sat quietly at our desks.
Yeah.
All right, what are you talking about?
Each other.
Don't be surprised if people take you up on the free offer of DX Commanders, though.
Oh, the 100% off thing, yeah.
Yeah, we gave out a coupon code that would work on the website.
Yes.
We managed to give out a few, actually.
Yeah, I did actually come up with a relatively sensible idea, although it'll probably be poo-pooed straight away by the chat.
Go on.
Was actually sticking iron filings to a piece of string and see if we can make them sparkle as we transmit.
Okay. Have you heard of a sparkler, Mike?
We could do that as well.
Now, in fairness, I did buy about 1/2 kilo of iron filings, genuinely. They're in the workshop. And the thing I wanted to do was put it on like a glass table, with a bit of white paper, and just put a magnet under and just have a little play and see the magnetic.
That'd be nice, magnetic field showing that
just
off.
Be nice to see.
I was literally thinking about sticking PVA glue on a piece of string and sticking the iron filings on it and touch it out and just see if that will actually sparkle at the wavelength and see if it will.
What at the high? Well, let's think about this.
Well, because you've got high
voltage point, won't it?
High voltage stroke current at the points. And I'm just wondering whether, because it's small little dust particles, whether they glow.
Yeah. You probably find the PVA glue just burst into flames. You got to remember that any time Mike comes up with an idea, I look at Roly and go, Roly, what do you think, brother?
Seems like you guys are going to be up to some nefarious nighttime activities, isn't it?
Along with the hydrogen and oxygen cylinders.
I mean, it is close to fireworks night in the UK. Can you imagine that? It's so much fun.
Could you let off a firework with an ACOM 2000? So that's where we need to find out the carbon fibre poles, the melting a dipole to resonance, your iron filings, and getting to the point where an ACOM 2000 can actually let a firework off. There we are. Or charge a battery, Mike.
At what point can we break an ACOM 2000?
Well, you can't because it just stops.
I think that's
you need a hammer.
Trying to do, isn't it?
I've been trying to break my ACOM 2000 for years. I remember a guy who really used to transistor stuff. We were on a field day, and it was the wrong antenna and everything else, and it was like 550 watts of SWR return power. And he was like almost holding his chest at the thought of it. I said, and it hasn't done it any harm. I think my ACOM 2000 is probably one of the most beaten up, well-used ACOM 2000s in the blooming world. It's been on 6 or 7 field days.
It's well
been on holidays with me.
Yeah.
I can't lift it anymore. I'm too old.
Well,
all right,
anyway,
so
I've got another question which is really, really important.
Go for it,
Roly, have you got a TS 480?
Everybody's got a TS 480.
I haven't. Not yet. I'm still looking for one.
No, man.
So anyone on the chat or listening to this, if you've got a TS 480, Jonathan really wants one. So
if you've got a cheap one, I want it.
He's after a donation.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, I can't remember. Oh, I know what happened.
Make the bugger buy it. Christ.
Tom bought one, and then Mike bought one. And then I'm just checking whether Tim is on the stream or not, because this is the fun.
He was earlier.
Yeah.
Mike almost. Well, you didn't actually buy one. You swapped your.
But I still had a little bit of cash exchange. But yeah, it was bought. Yeah,
it was bought.
Yeah. Dear
you
Duncan,
can check if someone's on the stream by typing them.
He was earlier on. I don't know whether he still is.
And I found Tim one, and he's got one. Yeah, Tom's got one. Callum's got one. I've got one. Tim's got one. So you two need to get one, just so that we can buy all of the TS.
And put the price up, and then we all sell them. You see,
and then we just make them the market and just
make a killing. All right, so how I ended up with my 480 is I think it was a Friday night, guys, and I'd had a gin or two.
I can remember.
And Tim,
I know this story. It's a good one. Sit tight, everybody.
Tim clips, and we've got a WhatsApp group with all the UK creators and Roly and everybody. And he said, "Oh look, there's a TS 480 here," and with the advert. And it was about an hour later, and I thought, "Oh, that's actually quite good." Yeah.
Can I just check here? The price of the TS 480 was a really good price, like a bargain price.
Anyway, so the seller of this 480 might actually be watching this, but. I emailed him, found him on QRZ, emailed him. I said, I make an offer of this, shipped. And why does Jonathan keep going off? Has he got like a nappy change? Oh, God, that's all right. So we got Stu. Right, so we haven't got Tim yet. I'll have to clip this bit.
50p in the meter.
Yeah, 50p in the meter. Anyway, the guy phoned me up and said, "Is that really Callum? I thought it was a scam." I said, "No," but I heard him saying to his wife something about, he's really famous. I'm not, but anyway. And I did a deal. I transferred the money like 30 seconds later, and he sent it to me on the Tuesday. But unfortunately, Tim then responds and go, "This is very strange. It's just sold already." Because I bought it. Anyway, I don't know what to do with the bloody thing now because I've bought it.
Sell it to Tim.
And I just bought my dream TS 2000, my other one, because I wanted two. And then I bought this 480. So I feel a little bit bad, maybe. I'll give it to Lockie, maybe. He's passed his test now, hasn't he? Send it to Jonathan, says Paul. Sorry, Jonathan, do you keep having to go and change your nappy or something?
No, I am solo parenting tonight, and the toddler.
Oh, solo parenting, that's fine. I totally understand. Anyway, I might bring it home, or I'm buying a shed for the bottom of the field, a big battery, 480. Nice, quick.
Perfect.
Send it to me, I'll use it.
Or I could let Jonathan borrow it.
No.
Right, Jonathan. I was talking to James M0YOM today, who's got the original stub filters, the bandpass filters for the SO2R station we built. He reminded me.
Got to pop out for 2 minutes.
Okay. He reminded me that I probably bought half of that stuff. So we can, he said, just borrow it for as long as you want. So we can have a fully 90 dB separation system at Holly Farm between antennas.
That sounds great. I'm thinking that I should bring up the 7610 on the 18th I get it back from Icon.
Yeah, indeed. All right, so fine. I just want to ask the people back home now. Is that, Jonathan, Mike, I think Tom's coming as well. We're going to try and do like an experiment an hour for 3 or 4 hours. Is there anything you would like us to do with a vertical or a dipole? You thought, how does that work? What would happen if? There we are. What would happen if? And we'll put it into the mix. Something I've always wanted to do is fully plot out exactly what happens when you take a 40-metre dipole at 1 metre off the ground, 2 metres off the ground, 3 metres off the ground. You can read it in the books, what happens, but I don't know anybody who's actually done it.
Do you know anybody in the British Post Office, Callum, that has what they call a radio set?
No.
Oh, okay.
In the old
Anybody
days, the
in the-
post office and the GPO.
Yeah.
What-
Anybody in the chat then? If there's anybody in the chat then that has or can get access to one of the old radio, what they call a radio test set that the GPO used to use on that would be a brilliant thing to have around to measure your field strength and all that sort of stuff. Okay.
So I was looking on eBay just today. They do field strength meters for like $30.
Yeah.
Ideal for ghost hunting, it says,
Yeah.
and sniffing your Wi-Fi and everything.
Yeah.
How?
A diode, a coil, and a meter. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, is it? Okay. Is that all that's going on?
Probably. Yeah. That's all it could be going on for $20.
Arnes asked a good one, but I mean, the thing is, we can do that on the modelling, and over the years, inverted V, you get a little bit more omnidirectional for low to the ground. I'm talking eighth of a wavelength. High, then that's a. Oh, Tim, we've just been talking about you. What the hell's he on about? We've just been talking about that 480 that you posted on WhatsApp about 4 weeks ago, and how I ended up buying it and felt really bad and never told you. But anyway, I have now.
I was going to say, yeah.
Oh, did I miss the story?
You missed the ears of Bernie, says Tim. Well, I mean, you posted the advert, and I just emailed the guy, is it still for sale? And he went, yeah, and I transferred him the money. And then you said about 15 minutes later, oh, that's weird. It's not for sale anymore. And then I thought, oh, fucking hell. Sorry, it's an adult show, ladies and gentlemen. I should have warned you before. Anyway, you got one now.
To be fair, the condition of the one that Tim has got looks like it is completely mint.
It is.
Oh, fine.
So it's probably not. It's probably all's well that ends well.
I know the seller, and it is definitely mint.
Okay. So I like the way AD clarified the business that he wasn't lying on the floor, that it was the antenna.
Why couldn't it be both?
Yeah, why not? In fact, there was years ago, I seem to remember somebody wanting to do or did some underground antenna. Why the hell would they even want that? Did you remember reading about that? Or
I remember watching a video that Racer did last year, I think it was, where she did bury a 20-meter dipole about 6 inches under the ground.
who was that?
Racer.
Was it under ice or under the ground?
Under the ground. She did it with ice as well, but she did it under dirt.
I missed the dirt one. Well, we can do dirt.
That's all we got.
Well, if you think about it, a loop on the ground with the preamp on is as good as my dipole at 5
It would be
inches.
great for enders.
I can't find my loop on the ground now. It's all covered in leaf
It's disappeared.
mold.
Yes, it's literally underground. Yeah.
It's gone.
Arnes wants us to make some small coils, solder LEDs to the coils,
Yes.
string them into a dipole. I tell Arnes, I've got a better idea. You do that, send them over, we'll plug them in for you.
I want to see if we could put some probably some incandescent lights rather than LEDs around the perimeter of your field and transmit some decent power through a DS commander and see how many of the lights we can get to shine.
In what? In cans?
All of them.
Incandescent.
Oh, sorry. What does that mean?
A fella called Mike wants to know if he can audio. It's very easy. Use Sonobus for your audio with your 590. Plug it all in. Get your sound card working business. Sonobus will connect your remote to the 590.
Or you can download the Kenwood software and it does it all for you.
You can do it if you want to. Yeah.
Mm.
Sonobus will give you a slightly better about
I
it.
think it's better audio on Sonar Bus. You're right.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Next
We've got
question.
some solar system questions for everybody now.
Woohoo.
These answers are so easy
Very good.
that I'm after the wrong answer.
Vija.
Tim made them flicker on 20 meters. Now, I think that's what you're talking about. Bloody children or something?
Right. He's talking about-
LEDs?
I think he might be
Your
talking about.
students?
I think you might be talking about using some Christmas lights for an antenna, which is a great idea, and I want to try that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Me too.
LEDs? Will
You-
LEDs work? What's
You
that,
can
what
use
DC?
fluorescent tubes that are right around the perimeter of your property on top of the fence line. That will give you a nice eerie glow.
That'd be lovely.
Would you have to
wouldn't
ground the
it?
anode?
CQ.
No, you just leave the fluorescent tube just as it is, just sitting on top of the fence. It'll glow away.
I'm going to have to try that. I've got a couple. That's brilliant fun.
Can you still buy fluorescent? Have you got some genuine fluorescent tubes in the old workshop, Mike, down
Yeah.
at the factory?
Yeah. I'll have to bring them up because that would be great fun. I'm hoping they're genuine old ones and not the new LED jobbies. But yeah, if I've got them, I'll bring them up because that would be great fun.
It would be,
Okay.
and also be an interesting test to see polarization, how that affects things. If you hold it vertical next to the transmitting antenna, how that changes. its
Long way to
polarization.
go, though. Long way to go, Jonathan.
Richard had a 1K amp in his Jeep, and he blew every light bulb in it. Poor chap. I quite like the word knickers, but in a different way. I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to be doing with them. But anyway, all right, okay. Mike, we have the wrong answers quiz coming up.
Yay!
Okay. Which planet is known for its prominent rings? Go on then. And why have you got a mirror behind you? I didn't know you had a mirror behind you.
Yeah, I like seeing what's behind me. Uranus.
Star
Tim reckons it's Brighton.
San Francisco.
Multicolor rings. I've got a mirror behind me. I've never realised that before.
Yeah. It'd be actually, if you just if you got it just right, it could be an infinity mirror where it went all back and forward. Okay.
It's just
hang on,
it's
it's a good
at
story
all
about.
angles.
In the 70s, I saw a CB with an illegal amp and a bumper antenna light with a fluorescent bulb. Oh, it can be done. All right, that's fun.
It's a suicide pill, wasn't it? We used to put them on the top of the antennas during the 70s and 80s. Yeah.
Before my time, mate.
Okay, bypassing Uranus and the back
Which
of
is
your
difficult.
head.
You've seen the size of my Uranus.
Yeah. What is the name of our galaxy in this world's language? So I'm not after the Klingon word for our galaxy.
Potach.
Oh, yeah, swirl.
Isn't it Milky Bar?
Milky Bar. It's the Milky Bar.
Milky Bar, I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, Milky Bar, yeah. Galaxy.
Now, this is actually quite interesting. You can stand under high power transmission lines and light up fluorescent tubes.
Hey, it's Mike's made of
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I've seen that
Hi,
done.
Mike.
Now, there's people who've stolen electricity from high power 240 kilovolt lines and stuff with a big coil. How the hell would they do that?
It has been done in New Zealand and ended up in prosecution with the local farmers running his whole milking shed off just running a wire underneath a high tension wire, and just by straight out induction between the two wires to get enough to run your milking shed. So there you go.
Was it charging batteries, or was it literally getting AC off it?
You're getting AC off it.
That's fantastic.
We in Exmouth, where I used to live, in the house.
Thanks,
we had
Mike.
in
So,
in
on
Little.
the next question. sorry.
we had pylons
Great,
going
Mike.
over the house.
Pylons,
They
yeah.
yeah, which you can get cream for now, but actually at the time you couldn't. And we used to have fluorescent. That's the right word, isn't it? Tubes in the kitchen and in the hallway of the house we used to have, which was a council house. And they used to light up quite happily over night time, free of charge, by courtesy of the pylon that went over our house.
What was lighting up again? I was drinking at the time, and when I drink, I go deaf.
Some fallopian tubes.
So it says, what? Your house fluorescent tubes lit up at night?
Yes, at night, our fluorescent tubes in the kitchen and in the hallway used to light up.
For
Every
real?
time Coronation Street had an advert on, right? I don't know why, but they used to go, and they used to light up. So we used free electricity over night time. But that was a long time ago.
But why?
Is it because
why
everybody
would
put the kettle on and there'd be more current flowing through?
I guess, I don't know, but it was it was funny.
I heard a story once, which is almost certainly not true, about a guy who lived quite close to an FM transmitter site and was able to induce enough electricity just from the air or from the transmitter in order to power his house. It's almost certainly not true, but if it is, that's brilliant.
You say that, but I got 1.5 volts coming down my coax line from the TV antenna.
Roly.
It could be some truth in that, actually, Jonathan, because we did have an AM site at one time, and unbeknown to us and so on, they built a school almost under the tower of this blooming thumping graphic AM site that we had, which was great, but except that the soil condition was very, very bad around the school, and they didn't have a good earth. And every time this teacher started writing on their electronic chalkboards nowadays, everything just kept erasing or going up and down, and of course it was our fault.
Well, of course it's your fault.
And the kids were all bright sparks.
So
Yes,
you've probably heard the stories about the Droitwich Towers, which is got 3 radio stations on it. One is 198 kilohertz.
Sorry, mate. I just read what Tim said. Now then.
Clunk click.
Oh dear.
That must have been what I was thinking about.
A hole in
yeah,
Uranus.
a hole in radio. Yes.
All right, okay. Let's get to 198 kilohertz, which is the Radio 4 transmitter at 400 kilowatts, 198 kilohertz. And I've had a tour of this antenna farm thing, and the guy doing the tour moved the gate a little bit, moved it a little bit more. There we are. And we could hear Radio 4 on the metal gate. It was quite amazing. And like in the 50s and 60s and 70s, they had a team of people in a local area who were on call to go out, because one lady could hear Radio 4 in a kettle, you know. One lady could hear Radio 4 like in a frigging toaster or something. There was a report of actually somebody permanently listening to Radio 4 via their
on
teeth.
their fillings.
On their filling. Yeah, I've heard that.
And that's all these things are true.
It's got to be a story.
Anywhere where you get a rusted joint, you'll get a diode action.
Yeah, and that's all you need.
Oh, that's funny.
And imagine, imagine just somebody going, "What's the time?" And the lady goes, "Oh, it's 10 o'clock. I've just heard the beeps."
And now mentioning the pips is interesting, because it's only on long wave that the pips are guaranteed to be correct.
Because the rest of it.
Because of the digital delays in the rest of the network.
Yeah.
So goodness knows what's going to happen when they switch off 198 long wave, because
I know
all the pips are going to be wrong.
Yeah.
That is
Aid can
rich,
hear
isn't it?
voices when he takes his tinfoil hat off. Yeah.
That is droid.
Actually, on a serious note, these
Four.
EMF ghost hunter meters, if you read the reviews, there was a lady going, I've had really bad sleep and I bought the meter and I went around the house and found all the dangerous appliances and switched them off, including the TV and the toaster and the microwave. And oh gosh, I'm feeling so much better and I'm sleeping much better now. And somebody pointed out, but your Wi-Fi point's probably got much more RF coming off it than anything else, including the telly, right? And it just, is this a placebo thing, do you think?
Don't know, but it's going to be another experiment you can put out in the field there one night.
Oh, can you imagine?
I'm going to tell a story I've never told before.
Oh, don't then.
Okay.
No,
You've never told it, not even to anybody.
Well, not as publicly as this. When I worked at the amateur radio shop, it was getting quite late on a Friday, about 4:45, and this woman comes in holding this EMF meter because she is apparently having all of these problems with ghosts and such like RF, and asks for our help.
Right.
And
so it's down at the old shop.
Down at the old shop, yeah. And we're standing there going, we don't know what to do here. And so we're trying to say, well, the RF is all around you, though. You can't get away from it. Yeah. And she's saying, oh yeah, but can you scan me? I'm thinking, what? Yeah, can you scan
spaceship? Me? Scan me. I'm full of RF.
Yeah.
Dogs can, but apparently cats can.
Cats can. All right, very good. Okay, I mean, that's... Oh, poor Jonathan. He's killing himself there. I mean, do you remember the story why I got kicked out of Uplands Farm? It's that my transmissions on a Friday, right, caused his tills on a Wednesday to fail. And he said, when I checked with my friend who works for Central Electric Power or something, he said, no, it's perfectly possible that the electricity would stay all whizzing around on the lines and then it would come down on a Wednesday and kill my tills.
I blame the flux capacitor.
Oh. Yep. And then the landlord said, sorry, mate, he pays more than you. You'll have to leave. Well, just as well we did.
Yeah, well, look what good has come from that, mate. Look what good has come from that. You're here with us tonight.
Yes, you could, Dennis. I suppose you could. All right.
Next question.
There was something else I really wanted to talk about, but never mind. Doesn't matter now. Which force keeps planets in orbit around the sun? Wrong answers, please.
Sexual attraction.
Okay.
Well, that does with Venus, but I don't know about the rest of them.
Or Mars.
It's United Federation of Planets.
Yeah, it is. It's the Dank force.
Dank force.
Is that a
Is that like the downforce?
Downforce. Is that so? Tom and I made up a character when we're just talking about. I got into Germany. I don't know who it was. Fritz from Dusseldorf, and it was always Fritz from Dusseldorf. And then Tom was on the stream one day when we actually got called by a guy who was Fritz from Dusseldorf. It just made my day.
It's fucking Tim again. Look at blue tack.
We've got brute force as well, flatulation. I'm too sober for this. All right, okay. Doingy force, Arnus. You got the wrong expression there. It's gravity, as we know.
No, it's blue tack.
Blue tack.
He's a teacher.
Yeah. The light force. It's a black hole. Mike, when he laughs slightly uncontrollably, We used to have a program in the UK, and there was a character in there called
Raskin Satellite.
It's
called
Muttley.
Muttley. Do you remember? Roly, do you remember Muttley? That's it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Hang on, Wacky Races. That was American, wasn't it?
It was the Wacky
okay.
Races. Yeah,
well, they played it in the UK, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, Dick Dastardly.
Yeah.
Love him.
Oh.
The thing is, if he does it too long, he starts sounding like a choking dog. It's just.
I've just got tears. I've got tears.
Okay, so I mean, I asked ChatGPT because, as you know, I normally do these science questions. I asked ChatGPT. I'm after half a dozen sciencey questions. He got it all wrong. To start with, he actually wanted the wrong. He gave me the wrong answers. I said, no, you got it wrong. I said, we all do the wrong answers. I want the right friggin' answers. But I've got it. Thunderbirds I go, says Paul. Where's he gone? There, well, that one there. So I've just got to say, sometimes ChatGPT, in the main, I quite like him. I call him George, but he comes up with some crazy stuff. What is the term for a year on Mars compared to a year on Earth? So if you think about the question, what is the term for a year on Mars compared to a year on Earth? His answer, the correct answer, is apparently longer. Oh, I need an intermission again. And then we get to the funny bit. Hang on.
Isn't a day a day? Isn't a day called a soul?
Something like
call
that.
it a soul,
Yeah,
a soul,
soul.
or
Yeah, that's right.
a
But it's-
rotation.
But a day on Mars is shockingly similar to a day on Earth. It's something like 23 hours, or it's quite close.
Which is quite a long way away. It's 4 years.
Will it? Yeah, it'll take. Yeah, okay. I don't know what you're about with that.
And let's wait for the teacher to come back again.
Let's wait for the teacher.
How
many? In the meantime, trying to give away more free DX commanders.
I'm just thinking.
Don't forget, send my free antenna to DXCommander at dxcommander.co.uk.
There you go.
Just say that if you send an email and just say that Roly's paying for this one, it'll go through.
No,
Yeah,
quite
right.
seriously, all you've got to do is send Callum said free to Lockie at DXCommander.
Oh.
Dear.
No, it's not. He's getting a beer. He's getting a beer. We've got a couple of minutes. He's got to go find his bottle opener as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
there you go.
If you want a free reel of wire, you can go for some DX10, and all you have to say is, Lockie, Callum said it's free at DXCommander.co.uk.
Mike, he's back. He's back.
Shit.
He's back.
The laugh is, I actually do that for people. They'll email me, okay, and they want, can I have a plastic cap for this, and a little bit of shock cord, and some DX10. And I say to Lockie, I said, send him the DX10, but give him the cap and the shock cord for free. So, and if I'm busy and it's just like on a WhatsApp message, I say, just send him as a screenshot and he'll sort you out. So I do that. Sometimes he actually checks with me, are you sure we're giving this away for free? You know, when you think...
You heard it here first. A free antenna.
Yeah.
You know, when you think, that's a really good subject, I'm glad we're going to cover that. And then I've forgotten what it was. Never mind.
It'll come back to you.
It
3
will.
o'clock in the morning.
It will. Okay, so I don't know, how long is a Martian year compared to ours? I got no idea. Apparently it's longer. There we are.
Yes.
I agree.
I've actually said there's no free
Excuse
antenna
me.
questioning.
Went down. Mike spoke, I beg your pardon.
Yes.
Okay, well, I've got Mike's round now, but it's called Mike's round only because it's a bit of fun. It could be anybody's question. Excuse me. What they have to do.
Free TS 480 with every purchase.
Or 840, as Mike would say. Creamy pasta. I don't eat creamy pasta anymore, but that's...
I might start if he's got
I like
that
the way he
question
said
right.
Earth Days. Makes you feel really sort of interstellar, doesn't it? Free after it's all burned up at resonance.
Hang on, that 600 and that's 2 Earth years.
3 yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Martian, yeah. This guy's interstellar.
I quite like that as well. We call it wife beater in this country.
A wife beater. Who was that mathematician girl you all like?
Oh, Hannah Fry.
Hannah Fry.
Hannah Fry. Actually, I just don't like her.
Oh, you can have your own opinion.
Yeah, indeed. So I can. All right then. So if you're ready, I watch the screen very carefully. First person to put their hand up. The rest of the crew, if you're on the live chat, you just have the fun of it, okay? So this is a very strange round. The thumbnail was "This might be weird," and this is true. What do you say when you're done with the current question and ready for the following one? Mike.
Next.
Mike!
I don't know.
You don't fucking know. You put your hand up and Jonathan got the right answer. I don't know. Mike, what do you say when you're done with the current question and ready for the following one?
I don't know.
I don't know. Next, says Vital. All right. You ready for the next question?
No.
Something you say when you didn't hear someone properly.
Pardon?
Correct, Mike. Another point for you. Roly put his hand up after you had answered. What is the... You've already answered this. Mike, you've already... What's the question? Pardon. Sorry, you're disqualified from that one now. 2:30, says Tim. What is the common response? All right, Mike, you've already got this one right. Shut up. What is the common response when someone is asked a tough question they've never thought about before? Roly.
42.
42. Correct.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Okay, this one is only to Mike.
Yeah.
What's the term for a narrow route through mountains? Or what might you say when you want to skip your turn in a game?
I don't know. Pass.
Correct. Jonathan, what word do you use to refer to the person following you in a queue or line?
Bored.
Yeah, next. Roly, what's something you'd say if you're completely clueless about the topic being discussed?
What?
What? No idea. Well done. First
no
class.
idea.
All right, free for all now. First one to put their answer, hand up. What's the term used when someone skips answering a question or when a football player throws the ball to a teammate?
Hang on, a football player throws the ball.
Yeah, what's he doing to it? Or rugby ball? Roly.
I'll pass on that one.
Correct.
Was that the answer?
Yeah,
I was going
pass.
to say toss.
It is pass.
Far off.
Pass. What is the action a president might... By the way, you can just shout these ones out now.
Okay.
What is the action a president might take to forgive a crime?
Pardon?
Mike got there first.
Pass.
What's your go-to response when asked something completely out of your knowledge range?
I don't know. I haven't got
Yeah,
one.
that'll do. No idea. What unit is free for all? This one. What unit is used to measure the rate at which electrical energy is consumed or generated?
What?
What?
I said what unit? Never mind. In the UK, which famous doctor's surname pilots the TARDIS?
Who?
What?
I made some of these up.
We'd never have guessed.
You never guess. What is the only answer that's correct, no matter the question? This is a good one.
42.
42.
Yeah.
It's the answer to the life of the universe and everything. It's got to be that.
It's the answer is, and this was ChatGPT, which I thought was quite clever. It's I don't know.
Really?
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh.
What's
But
the
we do
polite
know, 'cause
word?
It's 42.
Yeah.
I know
You
it is.
don't know about
It's
that.
always 42.
Oh, Jonathan.
Oh, God.
Ripping down for acting.
Somebody thinks this is well above his intellectual level. And ours, mate. Don't worry
Mine
about
too.
it.
Yeah.
Last one on this round. What is
You
the
know what I
polite
mean.
word you might use when interrupting someone or when asking for clarification in a conversation?
Oi, stop. I don't know.
Pardon?
Pardon. Who said
Hey?
pardon?
Pardon?
That's right, Roly. He's the clever one.
Am I pointing the right way, by the way? If I do
No.
No.
that?
Oh, here's a
That-
good one. What question can you never truthfully answer yes to? Are you sleeping? I like it.
I like that. That's nice, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Now
My
you-
wife always says, yes, I am, so fuck off. I came into the bedroom the other night, right, with a tin of aspirin. And she said, what's that for? I haven't got a headache. I went, yeah.
Mike's always got a joke up his sleeve. Or actually, it normally comes out of his mouth, to be honest. But anyway, not out of his sleeve.
It's
Not
like
always.
verbal diarrhea.
All right. So I'm just doing something technical here. Apologise.
Does that say Roly has culture? Did you got any cream for that?
Used to.
Wrong one. Yeah. All right, so that's good. Oh my goodness. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh,
Was he the doctor who put a lot of
Yes.
people to sleep?
yes.
Which
Yeah,
was,
that was
wasn't
him.
Shipman, yeah.
he? Yeah, okay. All right, so I've had enough now.
Okay.
You've had enough as well, have you, Mike?
Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah. If they haven't watched that one, we're not going to show it to them now.
No.
But there is, if
You
you,
got something wrong with your arm, Jonathan?
Yes. A string holding it up.
I'm just finding that one actually. Mike reacts.
Don't.
I'll just clip that, copy that link address. That was actually a funny video, I felt, but mainly
dear.
because
Oh,
it was at
God.
poor Mike's expense. But you know, Mike played along with it, right? And that's the key because he's a good laugh.
Absolutely.
You never
You can
did
be,
find right.
you know, you can be serious sometimes. I understand that. Not very often.
Depends of, no.
The best video that Mike's been in. I mean, Mike's react was good, but the best video was when we were all, let's be honest, quite a bit hungover, trying to work out that nano VNA. That is a fantastic video because on the inside we know how rubbish we were feeling.
Well,
My
I've actually
head
got
was
the original
definitely
footage of
on
that.
the 4 days away. I tell you, it was.
I've got the
No,
original footage of that. And Mike's like, at the beginning of the video, Mike's going, I don't want to play along with this, right? I'm trying to get a 5-minute serious video out of him. And, so, what is this? I don't know, a box. I mean, it was just the whole thing. And I'm like, please, God, just give me a 5-minute frigging video, will you, man? But inside. So that's, I can't remember what that video is called. It's only about 3 weeks ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was?
It was
the
a nano
V&A
DNA.
thing.
Was it? I thought it was your open day, the morning after your open day. That's
It was.
7 years ago, isn't it?
No, it's
Time
this
flies.
one, and I'll paste the link now. And it looks as if we're all like completely on form, but inside we've all had like 4 hours sleep, too much alcohol.
Oh,
Mike,
way too much alcohol.
Yeah, Mike honestly didn't want to play, but I managed somehow.
Just
he
look
read
at
my
Mike's
mind
eyes.
and thought, "Oh, he actually wants me to concentrate for 5 minutes." All right, I'll see if I can do that.
That took all of my resolve, you know that.
With that video,
Alka-Seltzer.
with that video, all you need to do, this will tell you everything, is look at Mike's eyes and listen to the pitch of his voice.
Oh, really? What, is it a bit lower than normal?
I mean, he's doing a good Barry White.
And did you notice that the whole video, Tom's this? It's like, I have nothing to do with this. The whole video, Tom's like, this is not me. I happen to be here, but I'm not in the video.
I'm just cannon fodder at this point.
Well, so we had a private creators sleepover 12 months ago as well.
Yeah, it's so grown up, isn't it?
And it was so good. I physically can't remember it. I had all the cameras ready, and I didn't record 1 minute of video. I had thumbnails lined up for live sessions, everything.
I actually remember how much I hate gin.
Okay, so guys, I had a bottle of gin, all right, and I had, I don't know, pint glasses or something, and some ice, because we've got a refrigerator. We've got a refrigerator, and we had, we've still got it. We've got air fryer, and I got Wendy to buy us a bottle of gin and a few cans of tonic, and I poured them all the sort of gin and tonic that I have before I'm about to record a video, which is take a pint glass.
15 parts gin,
one
part
third gin, 2/3 tonic. All right. Now, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Tom and I went, nice. And Mike and Jonathan were like, wow. It's like something out of Blackadder. Oh, my.
It was, it was delicious. I don't really remember it.
Anyway, it was good fun.
After my first pint.
Yeah. The other funny thing is that this is what Mike told me the next morning, and I don't know if it's true, right? But he said, I think because we've got 24-hour security on Holly Farm, so there's a man literally walking around, with his dogs and walkie-talkies and everything.
I remember that.
Mike said he went out to go, because it's only about 25 steps from the back of where he was sleeping to where the public
I know I should have
toilets
clothes.
are. And you bumped into Mick, didn't you? Now, you told me that you gave Mick a bit of a shock. But, one, because he's not expecting a naked man to be wandering around the site at 3 a.m. But were you dressed?
I was completely fucking naked. You can imagine this poor security guard with his flash torch suddenly seeing this naked man going, sorry.
Oh, Mick's really good. He has a little handy and a little walkie-talkie thing. He's not licensed, he just likes the idea of it. And he always, taught visuals anyone, says Interstellar. We haven't got any of that. But honestly, Mike, I didn't realise you really were in the buff.
Totally in the buff, yes. I just walking to I didn't even have any shoes on.
Just barefoot. That's why I have a bucket upstairs.
I saw this bloke and I just went, oh yeah.
Mick wouldn't have presumably batted an eyelid, did he?
Oh, I neither did I. I just walked. I just felt sorry for the poor bloke. I really did.
Well,
I didn't realise you were naked.
Poor Jonathan.
Totally.
I'll have to watch that video
that's
from the
quite
night to the
funny.
next morning now.
It was about 3:30, maybe 4:30 in the morning, so it was pitch black, and I mean literally pitch black. So
Yeah,
I had
it
my
is, yeah.
I had my my phone with a little lamp on it, the torchy thing on the phone.
So you were just a
Well,
little dot of light.
and that was in front of me. And of course, as I was walking towards the toilet, it was just the lamp. So he put his flash torch up to see what this lamp was, and he must have been quite strange to see this bloke go, "Ooh," and then carry on walking into the toilets.
James wants some evidence, right?
You don't want evidence, honestly.
No one
Oh,
needs
there's
to-
Gail.
Gail, hello,
Hi, Gail.
Say hi.
There we are.
Hello, darling. Bye, darling.
She can't hear, but she saw the waving, which is the important thing.
Yeah, that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Oh,
Oh, you've joined in. Coffee.
Oh, well
What's
done.
wrong with you, man?
Any coffees? Any questions from the participants before we shut down? That's fine.
Oh, so funny.
James particularly likes your style, Mike, wandering around naked in Holly Farm with your handy in your hand.
Oh yes, handy in my hand and my own little antenna.
Did you deploy your antenna?
Fortunately, no one knows what frequency it was on. But it was
Oh.
WHF.
I mean, I didn't push you on it on the day, but I told Wendy that story, and I thought I'd made it up that you were in the buff, but you really were. That's fantastic.
Yes. I won't be from now on, because I didn't realise anyone would be walking around at that time. I thought anyone would
But
be
the thing
doing
is,
throw.
but you met him twice, you said.
Oh yes, again at about 6 o'clock when we actually got up to have breakfast.
Mike singing.
I said, "Morning."
Nick, the security guy, is doing his once every 3 hour jaunts, going, this bloke
so
keeps
funny.
running out,
So funny.
bearing his all.
Crikey, that bloke's got a problem with the toilet.
did that knowing look, the kind of look that you kind of give someone after a one night stand, that kind of look.
We never made eye contact, I must say.
Yeah. Morning.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, Tom actually slept. Tom slept out in the ex-commander field
Yeah, you
because
did.
we had the
yeah.
9x9 tent out there. And, being a military man, he sees a command
That's
tent
more homely,
instantly
isn't it?
needs to sleep in it. And that's where the expression Mike came from, because what you don't
Flaps
know,
up.
ladies and gentlemen, is at 2 a.m. when we're all going to bed, somebody, because there's got flaps on this tent, right? And I don't know, was Tom the first person to say flaps down? Mike can't speak. So all 4 of us have got a walkie-talkie, right? And of course the command tent's got these big flaps on them. And Mike, being like a bit odd he is, decides to say on the walkie-talkie, and I'm upstairs completely on my own, sorting myself
Well,
out.
it was a bit like the Waltons, wasn't it? Because we were
It
all saying,
was,
"Good night,
yeah.
John Boy." I said it flaps down.
All I can hear is every 25 seconds, Mike's going, flaps down. and Tom, in fairness, I think played along a little bit. Flaps up because he would get out of the tent. Flaps down because he was getting in the tent. And this must have gone on for about 15 minutes. Total darkness. Everybody's trying to get to sleep. And every now and again, Mike's going, flaps up, flaps down. So you will see on the video coming out next Friday night.
What I didn't tell you, though, Carl, right, sorry,
go
mate, right, was when I went out to the toilet the first time at 3 o'clock, I did go, flaps up.
At 3 in the friggin' morning.
Before I
You
went
just-
to the loo. No one had the radios on.
No, well, I did, but you didn't wake me up.
I
I was
did.
having a dream
Yeah.
about flaps. So So the video coming out in next Friday, so a week's time.
Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Mike and I are at the big van that did all the coffees and the buns and everything. And I just threw in, and you nobody apart from Mike and I will notice this. I said on a video, and here we are at the Flaps Up Brigade, getting a cup of coffee or whatever, and I got that from you, Mike, you bugger. Flaps down.
I tell you what, it was a really nice bacon and egg and whatever it was, butty, wasn't it? It was really nice. I did enjoy it.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, especially because it was free.
So, in fact, if I was a regular punter, let's just quickly talk about, I mean, Roly wasn't at Newark. You know, these big ham fests at Roly, where not as big as Friegnan, Hoffensloffen, and all that stuff. But Newark, I mean, I wouldn't say it was huge or anything, but the stands up and down the tarmac, you know, with all the little people selling out the back of their cars and stuff. There was some quite good. I mean, there was an FT101ZD Mark III working.
There was, and you almost bought it. You almost bought that.
I almost did. Yeah, I almost bought it. And I noticed that on the Martin Lynch video tonight or this morning, whenever it came out, they're going one for I don't know, $380 or something.
Yeah, quite a lot of money.
It was a lot of money, but these things happen. There was a 450 for 400.
That's a good price.
And it was a good price.
We could do. I think we could do a video, a live stream like this, trawling the depths of eBay and Facebook Marketplace, looking for the bargains because they are out there.
Yeah, for sure.
It is just finding them.
Yeah, for sure. There's some very good radios out there, very good prices. You just got to find them.
Yeah. Well, I now know you can get a TS480 certainly for about 380, 400-ish. Shipped.
No, you could. You can't now.
You can't now, no. It's gone up. TS2000, almost mint, £500.
Yeah, and there's a 2000X for around about £800, which is not bad for 23 cents.
With 23 cents, yeah.
There was at Newark. There was a TS590 SG for 650 quid.
And I missed it, and I am so annoyed. There we are.
I spotted it.
650.
I spotted it right at the end of the day, just before I was leaving, and I went and I got back in the car, and I'm thinking that cannot have been an SG for 650. So I texted my mate who went up on Saturday, and I said, "Go to that stand."
Yeah.
I said, "Go to the stand, and just confirm what price it was and whether it was an SG." And it was, definitely an SG for 650 quid.
Did he buy it?
I don't know if he did because he's already got one.
Yeah. So I mean, they're selling them in the shop for $11.99, aren't they?
Yeah. Some of them are even $12.99. So
I'm not sure they're worth
seriously good money.
They are seriously good money.
What do you mean? It's a Kenwood. It's worth £1 million.
Yeah, but given how many that particular shop has in their used section currently, and they're not shifting, I don't think they're worth.
Which radio is this, Jonathan?
The 590 SG.
Yeah, it's a shame because it is a fantastic radio.
It is a lovely radio. It really is.
Solid as a rock.
Yeah, but like 7300s now, they're coming down in price. I've seen some of those go for about 700 quid, which is too cheap.
Which one?
The IC 7300.
Oh, something's gone wrong.
Mike's disappeared.
Yeah, something's gone wrong. Oh, there we are. So we are talking about.
Well done.
That piece of kit there, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, Mike, are you going to make a video on how to sub that on your 890?
Yes, I am. I've actually managed to do it. I've achieved that miracle. And it works incredibly well. So when I have enough foot and I can actually string a sentence together, I will indeed make that video.
Yeah, okay.
That'll be about 4 years' time.
Ideally, use a tripod. There's a good lad.
Yes, thank you, darling. Tripod. I just need to put it on the ground. Yeah, I need to put it on the ground rather than...
You meant to put it on the ground, Mike.
Rather than hold it. That's probably a good idea, isn't it?
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've had enough tonight. I will actually try and edit some of this because some of it has actually been very funny. Because I like a bit of humour. Don't you?
Yeah.
We're
Life
trying our
is
best.
serious enough, as Roly knows only too well.
No, I hate humour. I think it's a horrible thing.
I've got a button here. It's called End Live.
The world wouldn't be funny if we didn't have humour. That's what I say.
Yeah. And I'm going to press that, and then I'm going to chat to these guys afterwards. We've had an hour and a half, and it's been, if you don't mind me saying, jolly good fun.
Crikey, that's as well.
Very relaxed. Roly, have a great day. All right, it's your Saturday.
Cheers
It's
from
our
Bidell.
Friday night still. And I bid you all farewell. All right, so may the force be with you.
Bye-bye.
Live long and prosper.
Indeed.
Live long and potato.
Live long and potato.